Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. We are working on a series called View from the Boxes. And what we're doing is we're taking a look at the Zettelkasten from the point of view of the physical objects that make up the Zettelkasten. In the pre-Zettelkasten series, we talked about the philosophy and the kinds of ideas that go into a Zettelkasten. In the minimalist series, we talked about the fewest number of steps to get a real live Zettelkasten on your desktop. And in this series, we're going into the individual physical objects and taking a look at a Zettelkasten from the point of view of the cards that it leaves behind. And we are working on the bib box in particular. And we've already covered what the box itself looks like, the drawer. In my system, this is my bib box. It occupies pretty much an entire drawer. And now we're on to what the bib card itself looks like, the individual cards that make up the entries in the bib box. Yesterday, we took a look at a book card and a video card. And today we're going to continue with that theme, but we're going to flip the cards over and take a look at what do bib notes look like when you put them on your bib card. So come on over to the down-facing camera and we'll move from creating a bib card to creating bib notes. See you over there. Okay, here is our book bib card as we left it last time. And if you'll recall, we had the information about the book itself, title, author, and publication. I like to use a picture of the book for motivation. Purpose, really important. Why am I reading this book? Especially important with this time because it's my second time reading through this book. A very important tagline. Thank you, Julianne Scherer, for both the picture and the tagline on a bib card. And this tagline summarizes what the book is about for me and my purpose. Both get melded into my tagline. Up here at the top is the shortcut that I've given to the book, my convention, and you get to use whatever convention you like. This is totally up to you. My convention is the author's initials, Mel Jeffcoat, _ and the initials of the book, turning the page. The keywords in the book. Now what we're going to do with today's video is we're going to turn the card over and start looking at what does it look like to take bib notes with a bib card. Now I need to point out my purpose, which was to take another run at discursive meditation. So when I flip this card over, I hope you won't be shocked to see that I'm not at page 1, I'm on page 28. And I'm right where discursive meditation is being defined. And on page 28, I made the note that unlike mindfulness meditation, discursive meditation focuses on a theme. And I've taken my keyword, discursive meditation, and I've kind of encircled it in green because that's a key term for me, and I often do that with key terms. Not always, but I often do that. And then I picked up on page 29 the physical aspects of doing discursive meditation, and this is more about how to get yourself into the meditative state. Then continued information on how to get into the meditative state using some specific breathing techniques. And by that time, I was already finished with the card. I had no more space on it. Does that mean I'm not going to take any more notes? Oh no, not at all. It just means I'm going to get out another card. Notice that rounded edge? I like to do that so that I can always and easily tell which cards go together in one clump. Turns out to be very handy, and it takes very little space away from the secondary card. I used to just take a pair of scissors and make a diagonal cut, and that works too. But I really like this design. I picked up this tool to do that, and the one I use is the 10 millimeter rounding. Okay, so I'm kind of hiding the front side of the second card because I don't fill that out next. I fill that out after I continue with my bib notes on the back side. So we're going to move to the back side next. of the second card. Okay, here Mel Jeffcoat is continuing with instructions, and I'm taking them all down. You might notice that I've got rather long notes, and that's because I have a purpose in reading this. I really want to learn how to do this discursive meditation. And again, I came to the bottom of the card and actually went to a third card. And by this time, I had finished the material that I had wanted to get out of another reading of Mel's book. So now I'll share with you what I use the fronts of the cards for. Because I've now got 3 different bib cards on the same book, that's a lot to review. So what I do on the fronts of the extra cards that are not taken up by this publishing information and titles, I put some key bullet points from the back sides of the cards. So I've kind of hit 5 key points. So when I'm reviewing these cards, I can just review these points and get the most important information that I learned from Turn the Page by Mel Jeffcoat. If I wanted in a little bit more detail, I turn the cards over and read the full bib note that I took. That really gives me some very distinct levels of information that I can review. Do I want the quick review or the more in-depth review? And also notice these page number indications. This will tell me if I really want to go deeper still, I can pull out the book and turn to that page and get more information about that. On this card, you'll see a dot, and I do use that dot occasionally. If I'm making a second bib note on the same page, I'll just put a dot, and that tells me, oh yeah, I'm still on that same page. The different color of ink that I use on the notes, that's my thoughts and my way of reacting to the material. Now let's compare to the notes that I took on the video. Again, when we have the front side of the video bib card, it's very much like for a book. We've got all the publishing information, the name of the video, the author, the dates, where you can find it. My purpose in taking notes on the video, because very often I'll just watch a video and not take notes, but this is why I'm visiting it with a bib card in hand and a tagline that summarizes what it's about and my reason for doing it all in one. And it also gets a nickname in the same way that I would nickname a book. But when we turn it over, we see a slight difference. When I turn this card over, instead of seeing a page number, I see 1 minute and 42 seconds, 1 minute and 52 seconds, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So what I jot down here is what did the YouTube timer tell me how far we were in when I took this note. And I don't get too fussy about it, because if I'm going to actually go there, I'm going to go back 30 seconds anyway. So I don't worry about the fact that he was this far into the note before I noticed that I really wanted it, and the time was then 3:06. I just log the time that I'm seeing and put the note down. If I'm not going to rewind it to get the precise second, because you're just going to go to the general area anyway to rewatch it. Just as with the book, I got to the bottom of the card and still needed more space. So I took a second card with its rounded edges, and I took the remaining notes that I wanted to capture. And I ended up also revising slightly my goal by the time I had finished watching the video. So I just jotted that down in purple. Now I know I have my original intent when I started reading the cards and the goal I formed for myself as a result of having reviewed the video. Again, I use the front of the second card to do some big overview notes that will be my quickest way of reviewing this video. Later on, when we go into the main box and the main cards, we'll come back to the bib cards again for the purpose of harvesting some of our bib notes to make into main cards. But for today, that's as far as we're going to take it. Then tomorrow, we're going to explore another question in our set of questions, and that is, well, what else might you be able to use a bib box for? What other kind of bib cards might you want to make? And so this broader, more exploratory question is what we'll cover next time. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.